Who's actually getting the most out of a powerhouse like this, and who should walk away before they waste a paycheck? If you're wondering whether a top-tier gaming laptop can justify its price tag for a typical day-to-day setup, you're not alone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been digging through the specs, watching a handful of hands-on videos, and reading the handful of reviews that are out there, because buying the wrong machine can feel like a bad level you can't beat. Let's start with the kind of person who'll feel comfortable pressing add to cart. You're a serious gamer who wants to run the latest AAA titles at ultra settings, but you also do a lot of content creation. Maybe you stream, edit video, or design graphics on the side. You need a screen that shows color the way it actually looks, and you want the laptop to handle a 15-inch OLED panel without choking. You also care about future-proofing, a brand new processor, a GPU that can still push frames a couple of years from now, and fast storage so you're not waiting forever for games to load. For you, the Legion 5 OLED's combination of a 14th-gen Intel Core i9, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, and an RTX 5070 is a solid foundation. The 1TB PCIe Gen 4 SSD means you can install a decent library of games and still have room for raw video footage, and the Wi-Fi 7 module gives you the kind of low-latency connection that matters when you're live streaming at 60 frames per second. Now, who should skip it? If you're a casual gamer who mostly plays indie titles or older games, you'll probably never tap into the i9's full potential or the RTX 5070's ray tracing firepower. You might also be someone who travels a lot, because this laptop leans toward the heavier side of the 15-inch segment, and the battery life, while respectable for a high-performance machine, won't get you through a full day of unplugged play. If you're watching your budget and can get a solid 1080p laptop for a fraction of the price, you'll likely feel the Legion's premium feels more like a status symbol than a necessity. Let's talk about the OLED display, because that's the headline feature that separates this laptop from the sea of matte screen gaming rigs. The 15.1-inch WQXGA panel gives you a resolution of 2560x1600, which means sharper textures and more screen real estate when you're juggling a game and a streaming overlay. In real life, that extra pixel density shows up when you're editing footage in Premiere. You can see color gradients without banding, and the deep blacks make shadow details pop. The glossy coating does introduce a bit of reflection, so if you game in a bright room you'll want to adjust the brightness or angle the laptop to avoid glare. OLED also comes with the usual caution about burn-in, but for most gamers who shift between games, it's not a daily concern. Just avoid leaving a static HUD on for hours on end. Performance-wise, the i9-14900HX is a beast. In benchmarks it's pushing well above 4 GHz under load, and in practice you'll notice quicker level load times and smoother multitasking when you have Discord, OBS, and a web browser open alongside your game. I watched a couple of streamers run Cyberpunk 2077 at ultra settings with ray tracing enabled, and they were hitting consistent 60 frames per second on the OLED panel. The RTX 5070, while technically a step down from the top-tier RTX 5080, still gives you plenty of VRAM for texture-heavy games and supports DLSS 3, which can lift frame rates without a noticeable hit to visual fidelity. If you're into 1440p gaming, this laptop can comfortably sit in that sweet spot, and you can also drop down to 1080p for higher refresh rates if you hook up an external monitor. But there are trade-offs you'll feel once you start using the machine day in and day out. The cooling system is aggressive, which is good for maintaining performance, but it can get noisy during long marathon sessions. I've heard the fans spin up to a level that could distract you if you're trying to focus on a narrative-driven game or a video call. The chassis, while sturdy, adds a noticeable weight around 2.7 kg, so it's not the kind of laptop you'll want to toss into a backpack for a coffee shop and expect to carry around all day. Battery life tops out at roughly 5 to 6 hours of mixed use. You'll be back at the wall charger before you know it if you're playing a graphically demanding title. On the connectivity side, the inclusion of a gigabit LAN port is a pleasant surprise for a laptop of this size. If you have a wired Ethernet connection at home, you can plug in and eliminate any Wi-Fi latency, which is a boon for competitive shooters. The Wi-Fi 7 module is future-ready, though most routers you'll find in households today still run Wi-Fi 6, so you won't see the full benefit until your network catches up. There are enough USB-C ports for a dock, and